Ever since its notable absence in 2020's 5,500-piece Diagon Alley, Gringotts Bank has perhaps been the most requested LEGO Harry Potter set. I may be getting ahead of myself here, but the model certainly lives up to the hype and exceeded my wildest expectations. With the ironbelly perched on top, the display towers well over 2 feet tall, making it the tallest LEGO Harry Potter set to date by a landslide. But this isn't the first time LEGO has tried their hand at recreating the iconic bank. Today we'll be looking at all 4 versions that have been made over the past 21 years. But don't worry, we'll be spending plenty of time with the massive new model unpacking all its secrets. I think you'll be quite delighted by the clever functions included and the little Easter eggs hidden throughout this set. So hey, let's take a closer look. I feel like we need to start our journey with the brand new direct-to-consumer Gringotts Wizarding Bank. This model, unsurprisingly, is ridiculously impressive. And I can confidently say that it is my favorite flagship Harry Potter set since the reboot in 2018. It perfectly combines those play elements you look for in a LEGO set with the beautiful aesthetic and those movie-accurate details. The above-ground portion of the bank sits atop a 32x32 base plate and is designed to fit seamlessly in with the previous Diagon Alley models. The designers here have done a great job of capturing the rather wonky-looking shapes of the building that make it seem more organic and magical. We do get one other building along with Gringotts 2, which is Magical Menagerie. It's really small, but there are some interior details. Interestingly enough, it is closed up around the back, but you can actually peel off the wall sections here to peer inside, though there isn't too much to see due to the limited space. Beneath that bottom floor, though, there is a chocolate frog and a wizard trading card, which originally appeared in this year's Hogwarts Express set. Above that, within the actual building itself and the interior, is not much. There's a cash register, a bright light orange egg, and a fanged brush. Above that, the interior's even smaller, but you can remove yet another wall panel to see inside, where there's some boxes, a copy of the Daily Prophet, and a bat. Even if it doesn't have much going on in the interior, I think it helps add to the vibe of Diagon Alley, and it's going to make connecting these to the other set look a lot more natural. One thing that I really do like about the inclusion of this specifically is just this little alleyway off to the side. It's so narrow and it's just the perfect place to put like a Death Eater. It's kind of creepy and haunting, and I really like that about it. The opposite side of the base plate just has a wall with a doorway in it. Nothing too special, but I like how it fills out the base plate and makes it feel like it's part of a larger city. The interior of the building, of course, is very fun, instantly recognizable. The highlight here is the new 2x4 sloped pieces with prints on it, and I'm glad LEGO decided to invest in making a part like that. It's going to be plenty useful for themes outside of Harry Potter too, and plenty of other mocks. Above the main floor is a bit of a mezzanine, and there's some fun details going on here. Lots of Easter eggs to the sets we'll be looking at very shortly, including the vault. It's definitely a callback to the original vault that appears in the 2002 Harry Potter sets. This time, of course, it's done with a sticker detail, but I still love the touch. Inside of this vault actually is a secret 1x2 tile that says Top Secret.
Professor Dumbledore gave me this.
Next to that vault is a painting featuring one of the original 2002 goblins, which I think is fantastic. It's a nice little nod to the humble roots of the LEGO Gringotts. Aside from that, up here there's just a bunch of gold and other pieces. There are tons of galleons included in this set. I believe the final count is over 20, plus you also get 3 large-scale coins. These are meant to be included with your Hogwarts Icons set if you have that, the big one with the Hedwig from a number of years ago. They're printed, fun little inclusions, and I have one of the Noble Collection movie prop galleons. You can see that they've done a good job of capturing the detail from that, though they are significantly smaller than perhaps they should be. But I don't think LEGO is about to make a 4x4 tile and print it just for this set. From there, we're going to work our way up onto the roof, which I think is kind of interesting. This is probably my only gripe really against this set, is that it comes pre-shattered. There's this tiny little hole in the roof, implying that, of course, the Ukrainian ironbelly has popped his way out already. It's kind of a pity that they didn't include an extra one of these clear pieces to cover up that gap if you wanted, because as it is, your Gringotts will always have a hole in the roof. And the hole is just ridiculously small for the massive dragon that also pops out, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to begin with. I get what they were going for. but I would have much preferred to have seen a function where you could actually make the dragon erupt through the roof. I think that would have been the perfect way to do it. I still think this is a weird compromise. This inconspicuous dome at the top, though, actually houses some of my favorite secrets from the set. I'm going to come back to that after we take a look at the underground section. The underground section here is pretty impressive. And this is what makes the set such a winner for me. It's such a unique and well-executed concept. Sometimes these direct-to-consumer sets miss out on the fun aspect, but this one has it, and it's really happening right here with this roller coaster track traveling through the vaults of Gringotts. There's 3 vaults included in this set, all of which bear significance to the film. Starting up at the top, we have Vault 687, which of course is Harry's personal vault, and it's filled with galleons and 1x1 gold pieces. There's these handy little stoppers here which allow you to park the cart in front of each of the vaults, and then you can release it to let the cart continue to go down. And we're going down to the second vault, which is 713. This one has a single red crystal on the inside, the Philosopher's Stone. And that's it. And then, of course, the most elaborate of the vaults is the one at the bottom. That is the Lestrange family vault. And this one actually has a surprise play feature associated with it, which I didn't pick up on when looking at the original press release. Opening the door at first glance doesn't look like there's much going on, but actually pressing on this back wall has a pretty surprising effect. We've just duplicated all the goblets. That's a pretty fantastic effect. Basically, you pile in the goblets one by one into this little hole here. They remain in a little chamber in the top, and then pushing that wall back allows them to all fall to the floor. Pretty great stuff. There's some other fun details at the bottom, including the thief's downfall, the waterfall that erases all enchantments, and then there's an area for our Ukrainian ironbelly. So yeah, there's another element of fun to this set, and that includes a pretty substantial dragon. There's a lot of things I like about this guy. Of course, the new custom head is absolutely fantastic, with prints to boot. And then we get these great cloth, soft cloth wings, which are tattered and just perfect for the ironbelly. I think overall, the colors become a bit jumbled here. We're looking at light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, tan, and white. It's just a lot to take in. Omitting one of those colors, probably the dark gray, would have helped a lot. Lots of posability with ball joints all over the place. And the wings can be collapsed, which is actually pretty fun. So we can crawl around a little bit in the vaults, and you can pose them very effectively on the top of the bank too. There's handles too on the back so that our 3 main characters can grab on and fly away. And I know it's almost certainly not going to fit in the frame here, but we might as well stack these on top of each other. It fits perfectly into place, and I mean, it's a pretty impressive look. I was surprised to see that a lot of people were doubtful of the structural integrity of this, and that's just, I know this is gonna make you nervous, but it's like, it's not an issue. Like, have people in even the last 5 years had issues with Lego sets being unstable? I think that really is a thing of the past. Like 20 years ago, yeah, I mean, Exoforce, they don't hold together. But Lego's design process is pretty thorough these days, and it's not gonna fall apart on you. One thing that did surprise me about this structure, though, is that it makes use of virtually no Technic. This is just clutch power in action. There's not a lot of Technic going on. This is not something you're gonna just breathe on and it's gonna fall over, right? You can give that a good whack. I can only imagine how nervous I'm making some of you. It's delightful to think about, sorry. But this thing is plenty sturdy, so feel free to display this anywhere you want. You'll have to hit it pretty hard to knock it over. So let's return to the dome I mentioned earlier. There's actually some really fun secrets hidden inside of here. There's a couple galleons, but also 4 stickered Easter eggs. If you take this apart a bit, we can pull out these chalkboards and these 2 2x2 tiles. One of the 2x2 tiles serves as an explainer for how the wizarding currency works. The other is a nice callback to the classic Lego coins that I absolutely love and miss so much. There's something about that chrome finish that actually seems to infuse those elements with real value. Getting the printed galleons, though, is a nice touch. These chalkboards, though, are especially fun. The instruction manual even challenges you to find out what these mean. On the one is a list of Roman numerals. And these translate to the set numbers for each of the Gringotts appearances over the years. Starting with the 2002 set, going on to the 2011 set. The third set of Roman numerals is a pretty often forgot about appearance of Gringotts. That's the microscale Diagon Alley gift with purchase from a few years ago. And I think the last one is a bit of a mistake. It's set number 70417, which doesn't exist if I'm reading this right, but the set number for this set right here is 76417, so I'm guessing that's what they were going for. Unless they are alluding to some sort of Gringotts coming next year with the set number 70417. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. This other one takes a bit more unpacking to figure out. It seems to show Gringotts at the top and a pile of treasure at the bottom, and then a transportation vessel for getting down there. My initial thought was that it was showing the original 2002 cart, but it goes a bit deeper than that. In fact, what this chalkboard actually depicts is an alternate build from the 2002 Gringotts, which is a real awesome deep cut, and I absolutely love that sort of stuff. The 2002 alt build here is basically a souped up transportation cart for getting down to the gold, and I really like it. And I know I like to complain about stickers from time to time, but including stickers like that kind of makes me forgive the entire sticker situation in modern LEGO. And while there are a significant number of stickers in this set, some of which kind of ticked me off. For instance, all the windows on the sides are stickers, at least some of them are varied, to give you some differentiation. And of course the infamous Gringott Tease bank. It's a situation though that can be remedied. All I did here to make this the way it is I chopped off the very ends of those stickers and then pushed them as absolutely close as I was comfortable doing. There's still a bit of a gap, which is only emphasized by the fact that the other letters literally overlap, but from a distance it looks a-okay. Beyond those instances, I think the stickers do add a lot of value here and some detail that just couldn't have been added otherwise. Perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself, but the new Gringotts here is the best. I think that's just an objective point. It's massive, it's really detailed, it brings together both the surface level and the underground stuff. So much great stuff. And I didn't even talk about the minifigures. The minifigures here are spectacular. First up, we have Harry from the Sorcerer's Stone. This figure is technically exclusive to this set, but you can get all the parts from other kits. The face print is new from that 2023 Hogwarts Express. And to go alongside him, we have the classic Rubeus Hagrid, which is unchanged from his first 2018 reboot appearance. Then we move into Deathly Hallows figures. We get, of course, a version of Harry. He's nothing too spectacular, but it is a new costume and new face print, which is fun. He has a fun alternate expression which shows his face covered in water after going beneath the thief's downfall. Ron Weasley here has to be one of my favorite minifigures in the set. His Dragomir Despard disguise works so perfectly, and he's instantly recognizable from that scene. He makes use of Mad-Eye Moody's hair recolored in dark orange. The set also includes an alternate hairpiece for him and another water-covered alternate face. Bellatrix / Hermione is great here too. Finally, we are getting a printed dress piece for Bellatrix, which is an absolute delight. Something I've been waiting to see again since it first appeared back in 2011. Another fun addition here to this figure is the bottomless purse Hermione has, which is just a printed lavender minifigure head. Like Ron, Hermione also has an alternate face splattered with water, and she gets an alternate hairpiece too. It's actually Aquaman's recolored in reddish brown. It works great for this minifigure as it looks like it's soaked with water. We get a new version of Griphook as well. This one's kind of special as he has arm printing, which is a great surprise. Compared to his appearance in the movie, it's pretty much spot on. This set has no shortage of goblin minifigures, and our second one is Rickbert from the Deathly Hallows. You'll notice here too that the minifigures all share the same hair-ear combo piece, which I do think works a lot better than the Rivendell elves, for example, did. To maximize the parts budget of this set, the designers seem to have used the alternate faces of the goblins to represent different characters entirely, and we'll see that coming up in the next few. The next goblin is Bogrod, another bank teller who plays a pretty significant role in Deathly Hallows Part 2. In fact, he is important enough to the story that he gets an alternate face that is for his character. It looks like this is after his encounter with the dragon. We then get 2 more unnamed goblins in the set. These are actually pretty special though because they have dual molded arms, which is a pretty nice feature for a minor character. You can see here again that the alternate face is a completely different character. This alternate face in particular seems to be the goblin from the Sorcerer's Stone and may show up in that rumored gift with purchase. The other generic goblin is very similar to the last, but this time he makes use of the alternate face from Rickbert. And for his accessory, he has the original lamp from the Sorcerer's Stone. Next up, we get perhaps our best Death Eater to date. I really love the way this minifigure is done. The new hood piece does work really well for him, and his alternate face is just a different mask. So I could see this character being great for building up a Death Eater army. And then lastly, we get 2 bank guards. They're relatively simple minifigures, but they do look exactly like they did in the films, and that's pretty awesome. Great to get 2 of them here instead of just 1. But anyway, let's move on to the second bank from 2011. This was part of a larger Diagon Alley set. At its time, this was the biggest and most detailed Harry Potter set ever released, and trust me, it was a huge deal. This was in a time when sets like this were very uncommon. This set very much felt like it was for adult fans of the movies. It was just a highly detailed love letter to Lego Harry Potter fans. It came with 2 goblins, which we'll quickly take a look at. They're basically just recolors of the 2002 goblins we'll see in a bit, this time making use of flesh skin tones, which is definitely a look. But the mold is unchanged from the first 2002 Gringotts. They both have the same torso print and just use different legs. Nothing too special going on here, but couldn't have a Gringotts without them. The bank is drastically different from the brand new one, but I still think it really does a good job of capturing the iconic look of Gringotts. This model is unique amongst the ones we're going to be looking at today because it can open and close, so you can make a fully enclosed Gringotts bank. And you can open it and hinge it just at the right angles that you want, which I think is kind of fun. There is a little bit going on in the interior, though nothing mind-boggling. There's a small desk off to the side, some portraits which might be a reference to perhaps the designers or somebody else. I'm not sure who those pictures are supposed to represent, but they're fun. And then there's also a vault. The vault includes the Philosopher's Stone. Once again, this time it's the 5-point crystal that I'm most familiar with from Power Miners. And then there's some of those wonderful gold coins that were alluded to earlier in the Easter egg from the dome up here. It's probably the most straightforward of all the Gringotts we're seeing here. It literally is just a building with some stuff in it. There's not much to do with it besides the folding walls, but it looks really great. I mean, look at the skylight up there too. That's pretty dope. As part of the larger Diagon Alley set, I think it really was perfect, especially for its time. It was ahead of its time, and there's a reason that picking up the entire set today is quite the financial impossibility. And then we've got one more set, the one that started it all back in 2002. This came out in 2002 with the first Lego Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets sets, but it is very much a scene based off the Sorcerer's Stone. At first glance, it is also the set that looks the least like Gringotts. But thankfully they spill it out for you right here on top with this beautiful 1x8 printed brick. Oh, and that's what I loved most about the 2001, 2002, and 2004 Lego Harry Potter sets. Prints. In fact, there's even another one of those Gringotts prints around the back. And that's not the last of the printed pieces we'll be seeing here either. Let's take a look at the figures here. Here are those original goblins. You can see the one in the dark red torso is the one referenced in the latest Gringotts in that portrait, which I think is really great. You can see that the heads are the same that appeared in that 2011 set, but this time they're done in tan instead of flesh. It would have been really interesting to have seen these in yellow to match the skin tone of the minifigures of the time, but tan is definitely the better call. So there's 3 main sections to this build. I mean, there's the Gringotts building, which features a front desk of sorts. There's 2 of those vaults that were also referenced in the new Gringotts bank. This time they are printed on sand green doors, and each of them has some of those classic Lego coins inside. You'll also see on the front desk a coin bag, which is a printed 1x2 tile. There's actually 4 of that piece in this set, which is crazy. 2 are included on the minecart, and there's one in this little shopping cart too, along with a 1x2 printed spell piece. Love the classic prints. You can remove the desk portion here, and then underneath it, that'll reveal a 2x2 potion tile, which is also really fun. Completely unnecessary, but that's why I really love the old Lego Harry Potter sets, is that they have unnecessary, just special magical details like that, just for the sake of having them. Then we get to the minecart portion here, It's a very simple ramp, but it does have a feature associated with it, and that you can actually roll the cart down the ramp, which is fun. And when you do that, you'll actually reveal another potion tile under that, again, for literally no reason other than for it to be there. And it's awesome. I love that this tiny little cart has been perfectly laid out to fit all 3 minifigures very snugly there. Hagrid is holding yet another printed piece here. It's a mysterious 1x2 package tile, which of course would house the Sorcerer's Stone. That print would only be reused once more in light bluish gray in the crazy motorized Hogwarts Express from 2004. Then we have the vault, a very simple build making use of a lerp on top of an 8x8 brick. You can fit the key in the 1x2 Technic brick to unlock the door, and on the inside are yet more of those gold coins. And still, that's not all the gold coins included in the set, because there's one last secret here on the roof where you could open this up to find yet more gold coins. Plus a bunch of animals, a white rat, a white owl, and a black owl. It's what made those first 2 years of Harry Potter so special. Just all the magical, playful elements that have really been lost in modern years for the most part. Yeah, I mean, this is not a beautiful set by any means, but extremely memorable and packs a lot of punch for its small size. So yeah, it's pretty fun to see where LEGO has gone over the last 20 plus years. The changes that have happened over that time become quite apparent in long-lasting themes like LEGO Harry Potter or LEGO Star Wars, where you do see repeats of sets. Though if you knew nothing about Harry Potter and Gringotts wasn't plastered over the face of every single one of these buildings, I'm not sure you'd be able to tie them together in any meaningful way. Things have changed considerably, and in some ways for the better, and maybe some ways for not so better. I miss all the special prints, all the chrome gold coins of the earlier years, but man, that new one makes for a really beautiful model. A lot of the complaints that I've levied against the LEGO group and the designs they come up with in the last few years have boiled down to a lack of playability in some of their adult-oriented sets. And I was really happy to see the latest direct-to-consumer Gringotts remedy that in a really fun and unique way with the roller coaster track underneath it. So I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on the different versions of Gringotts Bank that have popped up over the years. Do you own any of these, and if so, what were your experiences like with them? But yeah, that's all I've got for this time. Thank you as always for taking the time to watch this. Have yourself a fantastic life, and I will see you later.